Hey Molotom, so as promised, I am going to be finishing off the second half of this match. I believe it's with you and Baby Bowser. So I don't know too much about this matchup, so I'll focus entirely on your approach, I suppose, and advantages that we could maybe opportunities that you've missed. I'm not really too, as I've said, I'm not too familiar with this matchup because I'm an old dinosaur. I come from the Wii generation, not necessarily the Wii U generation. Basically, because the only generations that I've played was with Snake in it. So that's that's Brawl, that's Project M, and Smash Ultimate. No other generations because that's how I only played Snake ever. So yeah. So anyway, I digress. Let's get straight into it. Nice grenade. Okay. So I remember. So yeah. Nice. Okay, so maybe you took the safe option here, but as I understand, Baby Bowser throws out these toy traps, right? And I think to some extent they do a grapple, and then they can explode if they latch onto you. But I think this has to be labbed out, and I think this has to be labbed out. But as I understand it, like Nikita doesn't have. You can power through. You can power through projectiles with Nikita. And that's a double-edged sword sometimes, because people can power through your Nikita and not get hit by kicking it, and basically it's sort of like a pseudo parry, and they just pass through it, so basically hit zone through it. But the same thing here, like I think the Nikita has a lot of priority, including grenades as well. Like full charge shots of Samus don't go through the grenades at all, don't go through Nikita at all. They just eat them, right? So where you've done here, you took a really like safe option here. Like you let the Nikita drop, I think, or maybe it was just unfortunate that going through that projectile, as I understand it, the projectile once you collide with another one, the Nikita will have a chance to deflect based on where the force calculations go. Maybe it's unfortunate in this case the force forced you down into the floor, which impacted the floor, which caused that explosion. But if you maintain control of that Nikita through this clockwork toy, I think the toy will explode itself, and then the exchange is done, and you still have a Nikita in play, and the Baby Bowser is still suffering from clockwork lag. So consider that. Consider powering through certain projectiles if you are able, because like the fact that you're absorbing, literally just eating their investment into that projectile and still having a Nikita in play barreling down on them, worth it, right? And if anything, like you just send the Nikita down at them, and then at a certain point you could just tilt the Nikita missile upwards and then let it go ballistic. So once again, like this allows you to come out of the Nikita commitment earlier, so you can set up the next big thing. So yeah, like here straight off the bat, consider powering through certain projectile interactions, because like if you can absorb, let's just say you have Samus fires 2 charged shots at you, if you can just eat it with a rocket and still have your rocket going at them, that is so much value, right? So yeah, consider that. Right, see, I think you could have powered through that, but I think you what did you do instead? You have a C4 there. Like, where did that grenade come from? You throw a grenade here. Oh, okay, so you held a grenade after the. That's an interesting timing, but why did you then throw the? Okay, so you had a grenade in your hand before you went into the Nikita, but I don't understand what throw you did there. Okay, so I guess... One grenade there, another grenade. Okay, so I think I understand why you cancelled the Nikita. So you had, like, a grenade ticking in your hand. So that's an interesting combo, actually. I gotta remember that one. But it solely like, you're very pressured not to get that Nikita very far. So I'll reevaluate. You had a ticking grenade in your hand, and then you immediately picked it up and went into side B. Setting up a pretty good, like, sort of like, I relate this to a boomerang arrow. It's pretty much the snake version of the boomerang arrow, right? You have a grenade, you have a Nikita and so on. But going back to that, like, you let the Nikita, like, die to the clockwork toy. So you could say that's an even trade, but ideally you don't want to trade evenly. So the way I would, like, improve that interaction, right? So I don't know if that clockwork... So you could have... Okay, so you could see the Nikita explosion happen after, so that's definitely a cancel. So you could have powered through that, so the clockwork toy didn't destroy the missile. See, like, it's super close, but what I reckon you could have pulled off here is you power through the clockwork toy. Once the clockwork toy is destroyed, you go for, like, a quick aim calculation, and then just lob it, right? And then cancel out and throw your grenade. The missile dying here, like, totally defeats the purpose of that entire setup where you had a bomb repaired, right? So the missile does nothing here, essentially. So I'm trying and get value, I suppose, by lobbing it and making the missile go ballistic, is my suggestion for improvement here. Okay, so you're generating grenades, but you're not thinking about, like, once you pick this up and you're in, item hold grenade stance. Well, not grenade stance. You're just holding a grenade. Once you're thinking about item throws, you got to think about, like, how you're gonna place that item throw. So, like, the moment you pick it up, like, think about where you're gonna aim it or place it, and see if here is where you decide to throw it, but it seems like you're really uncomfortable with the grenade timings. See, like, from here, the grenade you establish is super fresh, right? Maybe 1 second. So by the time you pick it up, it's gonna, like, you're gonna have plenty of time to place it in a put it in a valuable place. So it's still, from this matchup, it still feels like you're uncomfortable with grenade timings. So here, like, when you pick it up, right, you can see the Bowser is already trying to come at you high. So, from this grenade pickup, you have several options. You can run in and then throw the grenade downwards. If you do that, it will bounce and hover at a height that is perfectly 2 platforms high or 2 jumps high. Like, it's insane, like, how the physics works, but that's what happens every time when you do a down, like a grenade throw. It doesn't matter what fuse it has. It doesn't matter if it's 2.5 seconds or if it's like half a second. As long as you have enough fuse for it to travel up there, it will hover up there. So you could do that. You pick up this grenade, you run in, and then you choose a spot. See, like, I think from the last review, you have, like, a overcommitment to up smash. So this is an effective up smash substitute, right? Because it doesn't require too much commitment. So you could just run in, substitute like your up smash where you think you would up smash, and then down throw, and then the grenade will hover to platforms above, and that will basically shut down Baby Bowser's like aerial approach, right? So that's one thing. If you think your aim is good enough, you can wait for the Bowser to come up above and come down, and then you could jump and then throw the grenade across. And I think if you time it right, or if you either you have good timing or you have good aim here. If you had good aim, like you will impact the Bowser and it will bounce above him. So basically, like if you have good aim, you could basically make the grenade hover by bouncing like off the person. So if you want to place it here, for example, you just got to make sure that the Bowser is here when the grenade travels across, and then once it bounces off him, it bounces up a little, basically making it a hover. And then, unless he fast falls out of that, he'll explode. So that's if you have good aim. If you have good timing, you can basically choose your jump and then time it so that the grenade air bursts off its own accord. It doesn't have to bounce. It just, with good timing, you place a hitbox here, wherever the grenade explodes. So that's your two. Well, picking up this grenade, that's probably like either approach would work, right? Whether you go in, throw bounce upwards, so it ends up here, or if you jump and throw it across. Because like this is chess, man. This is basically chess, right? When you hold a grenade, it's basically you're the rook. You can only attack up or down, I think. So those are the safe options. The really like unorthodox way to do this is the kamikaze option. So while you have this grenade, right, you use the fuse to get in close, right? And this also requires perfect timing, right? So if you have a good idea, like a good handle on the fuse, you could go for a kamikaze run, which is basically, if he's still up in the air, you do an aerial dodge. So you could run in, aerial dodge across the Bowser as the grenade explodes, right? So you won't take damage. The grenade is still in play. The grenade explodes, and if the baby Bowser like decides to fair you, you'll already be in a dodge. So like all the baby Bowser would be achieving is hitting that grenade, right? So that's the third option. So just to recap, you could do like a mortar, basically, the mortar move. You could throw the grenade, jump up, throw a grenade across, create a hitbox. Either aim to hit the Bowser, or time it so that the grenade explodes in the air, or you choose the kamikaze option. Like depends on how you feel, right? Depends on the mix-up, but those are my recommendations here. To throw it directly across, like, did nothing for nobody, right? You just threw it across, it exploded, nothing happened, right? So you gotta start getting value from your grenades. I feel like grenades are a big part of Snake gameplay, and if you think about it, it's very unique, right? It's like the most unique thing about Snake. You have timed explosives that you could throw like an item, and it has high priority. It eats most things and so on. So yeah, yeah, that's how I'd play this. But here's the thing, right? Like, I just noticed that there's a clockwork item here as well. So what you could do is you run in, you do the mortar, and then you pick up this as well with a Z grab, and then you throw that as well, right? So yeah, maybe the better option here is to take advantage of this clockwork item. It's an item. It's basically a grenade. So there's two grenades out there that you could take advantage of, but live and learn, right? So yeah, let's see how this plays out. So the grenade did nothing for nobody. So I don't understand how like I said, really bad at this matchup. I don't know how the clockwork agent, the clockwork toy works. I don't know if you could get it back into that item pickup state, but it's always good to turn people's weapons back against them. But, oh. God, what happened? Okay, thrown across. Went for the C4. You got baited in the C4. He jumped again. I saw on on Pop and Swiss. I watched their little Pop and Swiss reviews of your videos as well. Like approaching someone in the air facing forwards. I'm gonna scold you on that as well. I'm gonna skin you for that. Like forwards is not a good idea. You can't do anything. Just by like Pop and Swiss's recommendation here. Right, you're approaching forward in the air against somebody. Never. It's like a really weak position to be in as Snake. So don't do it. Yep. Okay, so you went for the C4. Clearly I wasn't there. I have to lab this out as well, see if you can, like, in Project M you're able to cancel the, you're able to fake out the explosion, so I wonder if you really are committed to that. If you can fake it out, then fake it out and keep the C4 in play, obviously. Okay, so what was that grenade? Okay, so here you dropped a grenade. That grenade's not. Were you expecting the Bowser to like hit you? Okay, so the Bowser was read you and punished you for dodging on platform. So you have a grenade here that he didn't really play. Like, I would say consider picking it up. Or like at least try to break out of this habit, right? Of see, like Swiss has said on many occasions that snakes, as soon as we pull a grenade, we like to roll away from it. This is a perfect example of how that predictability is such a weakness we need to get rid of. So consider deprogramming this behavior, right? It's a big predictable behavior that you're obviously getting punished for. So drop a grenade, pick it up, and jump. Or at the very least, if you don't pick up the grenade, or if you fail to Z-nade, you'll at least jump and not be here. Obviously, you've just done a roll. The roll wouldn't have rolled you as far on platform, and you got stuck here, and the Bowser hit you. So, yeah. I'd say here, yeah, just pick up the grenades, man. Or at least, like, position yourself so that the grenade is in between you and them. So, you know, Bowser was over here when that happened. So you pull a grenade, and then you could just jump, right? Which basically the Bowser has to go through, like, super high to get you. So, anything but this roll on platform. Gotta stop doing that. Okay. Let's dodge through. I wonder where did that other grenade come from? Haha, you got hit by his own clockwork. So start reading that, right? He's not very good at positioning his projectiles, so you can take advantage of that. Which means he'll also be susceptible to C4 placements, well-timed grenades, and so on. Like, just have a lot of things in play, so it's really difficult for him to track all the danger zones, basically. Okay. Very ambitious to go for a tech chase when he's charged up a forward smash. You just simply don't have enough time to do a C4 and then chase him. That's like, you have enough time for one move, man, and you're like you're so greedy here. Okay, so you down air, which didn't really hit because he shielded and he got hit by his clock. He's over there, so I don't know what the plan is here. You dropped C4, and I'm not sure why. Right, he's all the way over there, so why are you dropping C4 here? And then you're just gonna dash attack him? Like, in my mind, this seems really aggressive, and you're not paying attention to the ebb and flow of the battle, right? So, in my mind, all the time is like in my mind I'm always thinking of, all right, who's got initiative here, and I'm and in um Snake's position, like who's got initiative, and in the Snake player would be like, all right, I have initiative now because I've landed this tech chase. Am I willing to give up initiative to set up some like traps, right? Because you can sacrifice like initiative to set up traps and make take stage control. In this case, like he got hit by his clockwork, right? So in that, if you realize, if you're aware of, if you're on top of things, like he got hit by a clockwork, so that means you have initiative. So how are you going to punish that? At this point in time, you didn't punish. You've decided to go for map control by dropping the C4, right? So you've basically given up initiative, and now both of you are supposedly back in neutral. The thing is, the Baby Bowser has decided to use that neutral to launch a really, really slow special. So, right? But in either case, by dropping this C4, you can't assume that you still have initiative. You can't assume players will be still slow and lying on the ground waiting for you to punish them. Right? This is the whole concept about giving up initiative to set up the stage. So you should be playing this like it's neutral at the moment. You should be reading this animation, like figuring out what it is and seeing if you can like counter that, right? It's really unfortunate that you didn't manage to hit him with the really slow special that he's coming out here. I don't even know what that is. Is that a side smash? Maybe it's a side B. I think it's a side B. Either way, it's super slow. Yeah, just unfortunate that you weren't able to close that off. But have this concept in your mind, right? Like Snake isn't the fastest character in the game. I mean, some characters can just throw out jabs and like shines and like really, really fast moving things and like fast low commitment moves, and they can still have initiative. But as Snake, we only have probably like one move at the best of times to make a decision, right? Like one move is all we get, so we got to be very, very, very economical about the frames we invest. Here, like it's super greedy to think you can just, first of all, like I wonder how you put down that C4. I think it was a jump, right? Okay, so all that time standing up to jump, well, all that time to jump, then drop a C4, and then still go for the tech chase? Like, you don't have that initiative. So, yeah, just try and get that system in your head. Like, is it safe to go in? Is it not? Do I still have initiative? Is this a chase? Is this favorable for me? Because, let's face it, we don't have a lot of time to do the things we want to do. Everything takes a while, right? It takes just a long time to achieve. Dropping a C4 and dashing here is really greedy, honestly. Like, you should be reading this. You should be back in neutral. Yeah. Okay, what's this? Okay. Okay, so I don't understand, right? Are you... The Baby Bowser is going for like a long-range projectile game, right? And you... I think... I would go... I'm biased, so I'm just gonna say this. You rule this projectile game, okay? Like, the Baby Bowser can't hope to compete with the amount of projectiles that you have. So why are you firing it upwards? Right? You're doing a light through here, being super defensive. And I don't understand the up smash either. Right? Is this like your weird... Is this just map control? Because it seems to me the Baby Bowser is like super committed to just doing a long range like projectile game there with really slow projectiles. So why aren't you pressuring them with that grenade toss? Like, you could have thrown a grenade over there and then they would have reacted, and then maybe you would have gotten ground, right? So what is... I don't understand why. Like you decided to do a light throw into up smash. Doesn't make sense when the opponent is on the other side of the stage, so to speak. Is it? Oh, okay. Take that back. Maybe it's because you're reading, you know, the car, but see, like your grenade isn't doing anything over here. If you don't have time to throw it, like consider the kamikaze option, right? Which is basically just hold the grenade and shield, or hold the grenade and sidestep, right? So, what's happening here? Okay, so zoning out with, he's gonna do like this. He's gonna do this side B, which is puts him lots of end lag. So why stay here? Just get under him and hit him or something. Okay, so that's wasted movement, but why commit to a third one? Alright. I'm just breaking it down here. Light throw, up smash, more light throw. So, why? See, we had this conversation before, Molotov. Do you understand the definition of insanity? Right? This isn't... This commitment to projectiles is not doing anything for anybody. So, like, why? I don't understand. Why are you throwing it up here when the Bowser's over here? Okay, so you finally decide to throw projectiles at him. Okay, but he's rushing in. So I don't know if you could read this fast, but the fact that you have a grenade, you could just shield because he's coming right at you. And most likely he'll hit the grenade because, you know, he probably can't control when to stop this. In fact, like, if you held that grenade, we know he's going to blow past you. So if you shielded here, you probably would have hit a grenade. Which means you could capitalize on that with an aerial, and then, you know, you have initiative again. So, yeah, consider that kamikaze option. I know this habit of pulling a grenade, like locks you down into committing to a grenade, right? Because as I understand it, if you become reliant on kamikaze, like, you suffer like all the damage that your grenade does to you if you don't time it properly, and it basically locks you in place. Yeah, but it's still an option in this case. So like Jigglypuff's rollout, sidecar, any like Wario with his motorcycle, just hold the grenade and shield. Or like sidestep, if you're good on those times, just sidestep and then they'll hit the grenade. Yeah, you don't have to like throw every time. In fact, throwing is the worst option because he's just gonna bounce off him. You don't have enough time to cook it, so you could always jump over as well. Like you could drop the grenade, jumped. You would have ran into the grenade anyway. In fact, that's probably the best option. You pull the grenade, shield it, jump out of the way. He hits the grenade. Right? Like you just leave a landmine here for this tank. Right? When he's in tank mode, leave a landmine. You have the explosives to do it. So do that. Okay, so... Okay, so you chose to throw the grenade. See how it doesn't do any value for anybody? You get hit anyway. You do it down air. Good defense, I suppose, but the Bowser was over here. So, reading that he was in car mode, you could predict that the Bowser's probably going to be over here. So, why not want to throw like a back air? Bear would help you here. Right? There's also this massive end lag as well, but you chose to do a defensive down air. So, questionable option. Could have done a back air. I think would have helped you here, even if it would have hit shield. Okay, so you get punished for choosing the wrong option. C4. Okay. So there's... Right, so there's C4. You blew it up because you thought he was going to run into it. Okay. I can forgive that. But now, yeah. But look out, like... As Snake, you should be aware... Just by playing Snake, you should be like more aware of all the pieces in the game, more so than any other player, because any other like character, because every other character doesn't really have to like think about grenade timings, mortars, like the ballistic trajectory of Nikita's, C4 placements, and so on. Right? You can have all of those things out at the same time, very much like a chessboard, right? And this is the beauty and uniqueness of Snake. Snake can lock down options. So from here, from that, I just want to point out that because of this like sixth projectile sense, you should be aware of this. Okay, like the clockwork toy that is out. It shouldn't be too hard to track in your mind. Just make sure you're aware of it. Okay, he threw it at you. Okay. Defense. Get hit. Did you pull anything? No. You just get hit. C4. Alright, I can forgive that. Drop a grenade. Alright, you're doing... There's this habit again of overbuilding on this platform. You're just very lucky that it fell off. But I think you're doing this double build platform play. Yeah, like, I don't like it. You're lucky that, you know, your bear didn't trigger that grenade. Okay, so again... Maybe it's too much to... Maybe it's too much to consider picking this up. You left it here, and it didn't do anything. And it was fresh, too, so even if the Baby Bowser, like, ran over it, it wouldn't explode, because it's too fresh. So you need to either pick it up and have a strategy behind placing this grenade. Or, like, you abandon it to go for, like, a melee rush. In this case, I think you run over here, didn't pick it up, and you're doing this roll thing, right? Very predictable roll. So don't, like, try and deprogram that by doing a Z-nade. But what's... Okay, so you got some distance back, you got spacing. What are you going to do with that spacing? Okay. Okay. Right. So I think in this case, you were so focused building up this platform, you didn't even realize that he picked up his own grenade. This is basically Baby Bowser's grenade. And it's kind of, it's more useful, well, has its pros and cons, but it moves, basically. It's like a moving, it's like a homing missile. So you should have realized he has something in his hands, right? You heard the noise, right? You saw him pick it up, but I think you were too focused on building this platform up. I want to call it a bad habit, right? Because I have never seen this pay off for you very well. Like, investing so much to build up one platform. So anyways, you should know that he's holding something, which means you can't... You're in a disadvantageous position if you stay to the side of him or above or below him, right? Because it'll just be thrown and it'll explode on impact. So you should be very careful on left or... like, basically linear engagements, so above and across from him. Remember what we said about the chess piece? Like the rook? This rook is coming at you, right? This is now a rook. Okay, so he picked it up now. Like, ignore what I said, but he's a rook now, so try not to be to the side or above or below. Okay. I heard a throw, but where'd it go? Did you throw? You didn't throw. No, the baby Bowser threw down, and I think re-grabbed it. See, like, this baby Bowser is out-snaking you, right? This is what you should be doing. He's not... If you left the clockwork toy here, it's not going to do him value, so he's picking up and relocating it. That's what you should be doing with your grenades, right? You can't... You're getting out-snaked by a baby Bowser. Okay. Alright, so the clockwork toy is up here, so I think you can pick it up, right? I've got to lab that out. I believe you can pick it up. If that's the case, then, you know, like, an extra grenade for you without actually, you know, you having to do anything with it. So, consider picking it up. Oh, God. See, like, it's gotten to the point where the baby Bowser is out-snaking you with your own grenades. This shouldn't happen. I know you're trying to get space here, but like I said, it still feels like you're uncomfortable with grenade timings. You're just throwing stuff out there and expecting them to get hit by things. And clearly this baby Bowser, I take back what I said before. I thought this baby Bowser was really bad with items. It doesn't seem that way anymore, right? You're being out-snaked with your own grenades and his clockwork toys. Right. So the biggest thing to take away from this is be comfortable handling grenades. Be comfortable with the 2.5 second fuse time, and for the love of God, try and cook these things, right? Try cook these things, and if they don't work, if they're not going to give you value in a particular place, don't be afraid to pick it up and throw it somewhere else where it will provide you value, because it seems like you're just throwing out projectiles without really any purpose. Okay. That's sad. Okay, so you heard the noise here. Okay, so he threw his grenade, like clockwork toy here. Another clockwork toy. You could pick up either one of these things. You have a grenade, clockwork toy, pick either one of them up. They're not going to do you much good just being on that platform. Right. Even worse is that the baby Bowser's really good at Z-nating, apparently, because he does it with his own clockwork toys. Right? So, this is the read. The baby Bowser is really good with items, so you can't afford to just leave stuff lying around. Or at the very least, you know the Z-Bowser is going to prefer picking up stuff, so you could set up traps with like freshly cooked grenades, so the Z-Bowser will get distracted by it, pick it up and explode in his face. But the point is, like, because you're dropping these like fresh, they can be used against you, and this is just happening this entire match, right? So please start cooking grenades. This is what this match is telling me. So anyway, you jump off. Baby Bowser's got your grenade. You pull another one. You drop it. Okay, so it's an unfortunate time to drop your shield. But at the same time, you know that the baby Bowser has another grenade. So you can't afford to stay in here, right? So the move here will at least be dodged to the right. Yeah? Like, dodge to the right. Because that chess analogy, you were directly below him when he had, like, held items. Okay, you're just getting comboed here. Still throwing those grenades. Okay, used as a recovery, that's alright. I respect that. Nice C4. Dash, are you gonna set up traps now? Throw a light grenade. Okay, so he's recovering high. Okay, you get the explosion, right? See, like, you loop this Nikita around, but because, yeah, I mean, this is an okay option, right? But like, consider canceling it, because that loop did not help. So like, what you could have done is you make it go ballistic, so you make it go straight up, because that's how you're gonna hit the spells. You make it go straight up, and as soon as it doesn't look like it's hit, just cancel, right? The baby Bowser has to come back down, and like then chase after you. By that time, you're probably out of Nikita stance, right? You're probably out of this animation, this lockdown, Nikita lockdown, and you could follow up with something else, and then choose to engage the baby Bowser here, because the Nikita will come down, and that's just an extra hitbox to help you with your combo to get started, right? So yeah, don't overcommit to this, especially when the baby Bowser's low and you were still in Nikita. Okay, so cancelled out of this one. Alright. That's an okay cancel time, I suppose. Are you gonna... I hope you side tilt here. Alright. Chose the wrong time. Chose the wrong tilt. So, okay. Alright. That's unfortunate. Nice grab. Ooh, back air. Well, back throw. Went for that Nikita again. Oof. So like, he's 110, right? So I haven't seen many of your grabs, so I don't know which grab you favor. But consider doing at least down throws, right? Because okay, so here you could down throw, and then you could do a tech chase, which I think you're really good at tech chasing, right? So down throw, tech chase, yeah. Choose that option. If you go backwards, I guess you reset, and I guess you could argue that you're in an advantageous position because you have stage and Nikitas, but your Nikita game isn't strong. They're always getting past it, right? Just fact of life. You of course you get better, but I think your Nikita game isn't strong enough to land those in the air. So after the first time, and you're not good with your Nikita game, I understand you want to try again, but mix it up, right? So here you go for a back throw into more Nikitas, which is fine, but your next mix up could have been like down throw, and then combo off like tech chase with that down throw. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the guaranteed follow-ups from Swiss about what you can do out of down throw. Suggest you study that. I think he said after 108%, certain things are guaranteed. I think it's 108, 128, and then 158. 158 is the kill percentage. So if you manage to get a grab 158, it should be a kill, right? You down throw into up tilt. That's the kill. 128 allows you to do more things. I don't remember, but 108, 108 is like a 50-50 chance, right? You can to do a read. That's more than enough reason to try. So try that mix up. I want to see more down throws, and down throws do a lot. Oh, it's looped. This does not look well for you. So here's the thing, right? I see you get really cool kills by being underneath them, but consider mixing up your Nikita trajectories to like aim higher, because at least if you send it upwards here, you set up a timed bomb here essentially, and you cover this recovery. So I like personally making it go high instead of low. At least like if you went high here, it'll take time for the missile to turn upwards, which means that they'll be closer to this area when your missile goes up. And if it looks like it's going to miss, just cancel it, missile come back down. You have this area, locked down, right? But off here, like, and turning the missile around, over commitment, I think. So yeah, at least in this situation, maybe start thinking of missiles as not, what's the word I'm thinking for? Treat the missiles less like missiles and more like mines. Like mines that can fly in the air. So treat them like mines, use them to zone. Because I think zoning is the only thing we have against fast characters. Against fast characters, we need to lock down sections of the map to limit their movement options. Here, you can lock them down by basically creating a wall with this missile. Over here and then turning it around, it's too late. So yeah, start thinking of missiles like that. Use them as mines, and then augment them with grenades, and then basically lock down the stage from here. Like, because you've chosen this option to throw them off stage, your objective is not to let them back on stage easily. And to do that, you like cut off options and build up a base so they don't invade. Right? It's just a matter of building it up. So yeah, consider that. Use these like mines. It doesn't matter if they don't hit, as long as they shut off an option, that's good enough. Not good. The light throw? Why? Like, why light throw? Is this just muscle memory? I'm trying to think of why you would light throw there. Were you going for grenade recovery? Didn't really need to. If you are going to put out a grenade, like, throw it back. So you, like what I said before, when you're off here, you can throw a grenade onto a landing zone and then lock it down for yourself. So at least the grenade will be in play and it has some value, right? I don't know what that light throw did for you at all. Nice grab, back throw. It's not... Yeah, okay. So, what I like to see as well is start reading into percentages. Know your percentages where this light back throw would get a kill. Because obviously you're doing it too early. Maybe you're just opting for this Nikita play. Which I personally think you're overcommitting to. You don't know when to cancel it. Right? You don't know when to cut your losses. You loop it back around and just get hit. So... something to work on. I think this is a weakness that can be improved. Okay, so it didn't work. So once again, like, even though you looped it around, right? You looped it around. So you looped it around, but you could have cancelled it here, and then it would have gone ballistic, right? And covered this. It's a shame that you went for the edge. Maybe you were trying to get like a hitbox, in there, so that, you know, it's uncancelable. Because I know, like, some characters, like, can basically punch through missiles without them exploding. But you could have done that, right? This impact with the wall was so early, right? Baby Basil went down there, missile went here, nothing happened. So, I guess as a I respect this play. Right? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, like, you could consider mixing it up by dropping it, actually, right? It still does the same effects. And if they attack through it, you would have cancelled it early, so that means you can set up the next best thing faster. Impacting it here, you're still in this stance, and you still need to spend time doing the next thing. So at least with the cancel option, you're not committed. You're committed less. Okay, so you land the up smash. I think that's your entire edge guard game. You Nikita into up smash. Right? Like, you said this before, you can mix it up by building a base, So try that strat, actually. Just next time you're out playing. You do a Nikita. Okay, it misses. Now consider, like, alright, I missed my chance to kill them. They're going to make it back to stage. Right? So what do you do from here? In this case, because they're so close, like, try setting up maybe basic defenses. So you could, like, pull a grenade, drop it here, so at least you cover the get up attack, and if you put it close enough, you'll get up, like, their stand attack and the wait option, right? So if you put a grenade here, they wait too long, grenade explodes, they die, they get hit. So consider leaving a grenade here, like close to the edge as you can. And then from there, like, alright, you have that basic defense, you could retreat, take center stage, and then maybe set up another Nikita. So, you know, it's all about playing chess and putting out as many pieces as you can to see if you can trap them in that situation. So here, like, cancel Nikita, so they go down. You missed your chance. Alright, I'm gonna build a base. So put a grenade down. If you're fast enough, put a grenade down, jump, C4, and then if you do a full jump, well, I think if you do a short hop, you can put a grenade down, short hop, down B immediately, and then you won't stand on the platform, and then you'll be here. So grenade will be here, C4 will be up here, and then here you can fire another Nikita, right? Which basically covers the roll option, and then if that misses, you can, like, fire it up, so it covers the jump option. So, you know, that's how I like to build a base, basically. Maybe I'll show you some time with future streams that I've planned, but build a base, grenade, C4, Nikita. You have, like, the trifecta, and if you have the trifecta, and try to hit them with Nikita. Obviously, don't commit to the commander too much, right? But that's your base. So, but with them being so close, I think you only have enough time to... Oh god, I lost the place. Alright, here. Okay, you got it. Well, yeah, this is the place, right? So they're gonna jump here. This is gonna miss. So grenade, and because they're so close, you probably don't have enough time to put the C4 up here, or maybe you do have enough time. You put grenade here, C4 here, and then wait for them to take an action. Right? If they jump, detonate C4, the grenade doesn't go out, well, then set up like a Nikita, choose to run in, whatever. Right? So that's the plan. A 2 explosive defense, grenade here, C4 here, see what happens. Right? Try that instead of up smash, even though the up smash landed. But it's less committal and you're safe. Like, just generally safer. You don't have to risk yourself. Because if that mortar missed and they were now ground 0, you're just committed. You're committed to get hit and there's nothing you can do. You just have to eat whatever they punish you with. And maybe they'll get hit by a mortar round, but maybe not. So, yep. Try mixing it up there. Nice B reversal. I wish I could do B reversals. You're not cooking your grenades, buddy. Come on, man. You could have picked up that croc. You could have picked up the toy. Alright, you're also running into your own grenades. You left a grenade here. It's fine. But you choose to run in here. Like, why would you do that considering, like, the grenade is, This is a zone you don't want to be in. Unless you plan to pick up the grenade, which you're not. Like, why would you run into a danger zone? Like, why not just fire a Nikita off here and let the grenade explode? Right? Because if they try to pick up the grenade, you know, they're going to get hit by Nikita, they get locked down, maybe they shield, the grenade goes off. Right? But if you fire a Nikita here, like, you can anticipate a jump, In fact, if you did, you could just like fire the Nikita up here, anticipating they jump, and then drop it, and then come back down on them. So, I just don't understand the logic to run into a zone that you've set up, a zone of danger. One could say it's a danger zone. Why would you run into the danger zone? Okay. Okay, so very good at items. Consider using like the clockworks against him. I think you just knock it over and then throw it back, right? So like you do a light throw there, that's wasted movement, right? Like why do a light throw? Okay, I guess you missed throwing it. Yeah, okay. You're doing a lot of fancy stuff you don't have the timing for. Yeah, come on, you gotta tighten this up. I think I know what you're going for. You're going for a Z-nade. And then grabbing it, and then throwing it. Which I respect, right? Because that's going over the clockwork toy. Which isn't that much of a danger if you think about it. I mean, I think you just shield the thing, and then it tips over, and then you can pick it up. Because that's what I saw before. So just shield the thing and Z-nade pick up toy. Right? You don't have to do this fancy stuff. Like, at the same time, Bowser has, like, apparently toys that you could just throw back at him. So, if he's giving you free grenades, take them. Because, right? Like, any move that you could just reflect back to them, why wouldn't you? So here, that was a flub. I'll forgive that. But you could have easily just done a Z-nade. Just a Z-nade jump would have achieved the same thing. You don't have to do a light throw into fanciness. At least do that before going for fancy moves. You finally pick it up. You finally pick it up. And it paid off. Okay, nice C4. But you left a grenade there, but I guess you wanted the C4. You're not cooking it, buddy. Get punished for like a C4 Nikita. Like, why? You put a grenade and C4 there. Like, why? Okay. Okay, so you didn't blow it up. Alright, that's good. You didn't blow it up. But I'm disappointed you got hit by the... I'm disappointed you got hit by the toy, because as a snake you should be aware of all the explosives on the map. And because if you do more of that base building stuff, you'll just be really good at placements and tracking where bombs are. You know, so I encourage you to do that more. And once you get the hang of it, it'll be second nature for you to track all the pieces that are on this chessboard, so to speak. So yeah, like situational awareness is missing. You let this slow little harmless thing hit you. You rolled into it. See what I mean? Not to say that, you know, rolling away from dropping a grenade is a weakness, but you can see now how you got hit by a thing that is super slow and harmless because you have a bad habit of rolling out of grenades. And most snakes do, so be different. Be a better snake, right? Be a better player. Don't be like everyone else. Do not roll from grenades. You got hit by your own grenade. Nice C4 though. I respect that. That's good. You left the C4 there, which is finally like something you're finally learning from all these videos. Like, don't blow up C4 immediately, even though it's like inherently useless where it is. It might be useful later on. And how it's useful is that if you leave it there, you can pressure, you can like choose to pressure the opponent to going there to retreat, and then you spring the trap, right? There are many instances where I've just left c4 lying around, and then the opponent, like, I go flying off the stage, right? And then the opponent just stands underneath the c4. The camera is looking down on the platform. You can clearly see a bomb there, but the opponent is just fixated on me flying off the stage. And I get unexpected kills like that. Just bam, c4, they die. Right? That could be you. You could just get free kills from people, from like pressuring people or corralling people into undesirable places, which is the whole shtick of Snake, right? You have all these projectiles which are trap based and stationary and last on the stage for a long time. Why not use it to at its maximum potential and lock down the map so you can choose where it's favorable to you, right? And forcing them to go into unfavorable places. Yeah, so like I said, finally we're seeing some lockdown, we're seeing some zoning pay off. Okay. You got hit by a clockwork toy again. Like, why? It's a free grenade, just pick it up. Like, shield it, pick it up, please. And you're punished out of this explosion. Nikita? Really? That's a strange option. Like, especially from here, right? Like, what were you hoping to achieve? Like, even if you do get the missile out, you're like in a super bad position, right? They just tilt, and that's the end of your story. I don't approve of this move. Maybe you were trying to get out a grenade. I'm gonna assume that's what you were trying to do. You were trying to get out a grenade. Okay, that's unfortunate. You're not picking it up, but you're going for the zone. Okay. I'm going for the zone. But the thing is, you're super close to this C4. So you can't even use this C4 without killing yourself. So really, you only have this grenade, right? Hopefully the grenade blocks this, and that's it. But I'm not seeing correct spacing here. You can't use this C4. I wonder how you use it though, I'm curious. Okay, you're committing to this. Okay. Alright. So you don't blow yourself up. You cancel the Nikita? No, that's alright. So the grenade's here. Alright. You're using Nikita, maybe you're zoning. Alright, you're forcing him to go high. Alright. Okay. So, what's the play now? You got a shield. Maybe consider up tilt. Consider. So. I would say an up tilt would have been good in this situation. Like, you had a clear path. Just run up tilt. You got the down air, you got the shield in the down air. I guess that's defensive of you, but realize you have the advantage here. Right? You have the advantage. Even like a dash attack, they can't stop like a dash attack, they can't stop an up tilt, so there's no reason to be like defensive here. Just dash attack. I really like those up smashes. You finally land a Nikita. Nice. No more. Broken clock is right twice a day. Ooh, nice. So you finally use that C4. That's really good zoning right there. I'm glad you didn't detonate it immediately, so you could use it in this fashion. And that's what I mean about random kills, right? Gotta be aware of where your pieces are. I really like that. I wish I could achieve that. So like grab grenade into up B. Like it. Break the toy. Very grenade heavy. So the thing is, like, you could have... See, this is a side smash, I believe, that whiffed. So you should have punished this. You even had C4 here. So why? Why no punish, buddy? Why no punish? Why? So, like, C4 or C4 or grabs. No. Why not punish? Why you no punish? Okay, you saw the C4 way too late, I suppose. Because you did go for the C4, but it was way too late. Like, you should, once again, be aware of where your pieces are, right? Be aware of what zones you control. Because that could have come out a lot earlier. Like, famously, there's this quote, I think it was called "Mind Your Minds." Yeah, so mind your minds. Yes, finally. Like, the grenade is the landmine. You can't do that anymore. Finally. That was real, like... that was a bit late. See how far away this Bowser is from your detonation? This timing needs to be fixed. No punish? That's sad. Woo! That could have gone better. This up smash. I need you to stop relying on this up smash. Do cooked grenades, please. It's less commitment. Okay, so you got the first up smash, so you know, oh, it's gonna work a second time. It worked the first time, so it's gotta work a second time. Come on, man, just mix it up. Get out of that safety zone of up smashing. Like, why? Why do you need to detonate this C4? You got the C4 there. Okay, so maybe you were looking to build this platform, but you didn't realize that you had C4. So I'm getting a impression that you're not comfortable tracking all of your bombs. I think you just throw them out. Like, throw them out way too much, and you don't really keep them in mind where they are during the game. You need to improve on your situational awareness. Okay, you got the grenade off. But do you realize that there's a toy down here? If you get hit by this toy, I'm gonna be mad. Thank God you get hit by the toy. Oh, you managed to stick him, but he knew. Right? He knew. And you did a C... Okay, you did a double jump into C4. Okay. I don't approve of like just detonating C4 immediately. I'd prefer if you just let them be stuck and then use any other projectile you have to get the first hit off, because this is a Project M tactic. Usually when an opponent is stuck, you want to use the C4 as a finisher. It's harder to do in Ultimate because the C4 can transfer, right? And I know I've read a little bit about the self stick. I don't think you do self stick anymore, which is a shame. Anyway, the idea is that you got the stick off, right? He's stuck. Baby Bowser most likely knows it. You got to assume that they know. So, but the higher value comes from being able to use it as a finisher. So in this situation, you don't want the stick C4 to move anywhere else. You especially don't want to get stuck to you, and you definitely don't want to blow yourself up. So I have a theory that maybe try and use the projectiles that you do have, and if Baby Bowser gets hit by one of those projectiles, the Baby Bowser's dead, right? So, grenade might send them up here, and then you go C4, they die. Nikita gets hit by Nikita, goes off stage, C4, they die. If you're like super good at spacing your dash attacks, or your I think up tilts would be better here. Down tilts would be better. One down tilt, C4, they die. One up tilt will probably kill them, but if not, C4, they die. So when you have someone stuck, try your very best to use it as a finisher, right? Because here you just let it explode. You got to assume that they know it's on them, right? Just assume that. Assume the worst case scenario, that they know that there's a C4 on them, they could just shield it, doesn't do anything. So pressure them into being hit by a projectile. If you manage to do that, they die. In fact, if the Baby Bowser jumps, detonate it, it hits, they die. Like, they can't jump anymore because you have this stuff. So use it as a finisher. Right, my favorite move in Project M is to get someone stuck, get them into a grab, up throw, C4, they die. Alright, it's the staircase to heaven. It's more nerfed here in Ultimate. It's more nerfed here, and that's a shame. But it can still be done, and I have faith in you. So use it as a finisher, don't use it as a starter. Okay, you powered through it. Why didn't it blow up there? See what I mean about situational awareness? You get hit by this tiny, slow moving thing. Like, even one shield will tip it over. But you got hit by it anyway. You need to work on this. Work on your situational awareness. And start tracking where all the bombs are. Right, this will help. Trust me. That's a shame. And you get blown up. Okay. You left your C4 there. Okay, you didn't have time to blow it up. Yeah. Alright, I think you gotta realize that this is not gonna hit, so just leave it in play and figure out another landing zone. Like, just detonating these way too early or way too late. If it's not gonna hit, use it as a zoning tool. Oh god, you got hit by the clockwork toy. Look how easy that was. You just shielded it and knocked it over. That's how easy it was. And then you could pick it up and throw it back. Okay, you get blown up by a grenade here. You're having a projectile war with the Baby Bowser, but you're not getting your grenades over to him, so why would he ever be pressured? Right? If you're gonna have this projectile war, Right, this is where the war starts, okay? So first of all, you can pick this up for sure. Just shield, Z-nade it. Okay. Okay, so the baby Bowser's over here. You chose to light throw. This doesn't make sense, right? This is not going to do you any good. Are you going for the fancy? Are you going for the fancy throw, where you aerial dodge up and then throw? Ugh, like, stop doing this fancy thing, please. You're not fancy enough to do it. Just Z-nade like everybody else. Like, this is not working. Alright. What was that grenade through? Okay, so you're in this projectile war. You C4 that. I don't know why you C4 this platform. Okay, you light throw here. I'm thinking you're going for that fancy aerial throw again, but it's taking way too long. Just Z-nade. It's so much faster. Okay, so you're at a disadvantage now because he hit you with projectiles. Your grenade up here blows up, your light throw grenade. Another clockwork toy is coming. You knock it over, but it's not gonna blow up, so why would you run? Just pick it up, dude. It's not gonna blow up. See, look, you knocked it over and it just disappeared out of existence. So maybe this is just matchup knowledge you need to get on, like, to get through your head. Like, the clockwork toy, I mean, I'm just learning this now, so I don't blame you. So the clockwork toy doesn't blow up if you knock it over. And you can knock it over with like a shield, apparently. I think there are other ways to knock it over. Maybe you can kick it too. But anyways, it doesn't blow up. Not like snake grenades. So maybe you're just misconstruing that this clockwork thing is like a grenade and it'll explode eventually. Apparently it doesn't. So once you knock it over, it's harmless, which means you could that's way easier to throw back at this baby Bowser, right? So start doing that. You roll away. Where did that grenade come from? Okay, you light through here. Not sure why. Why light through? Is this just muscle memory? Right, if that's the case, stop wasting this movement with your muscle memory. Be aware you're wasting movement doing this. You need to start deprogramming this. Okay, another light throw. You're locking yourself down with this grenade. See how, like, your wasted movement is now locking you in place, which is just super wasteful. And it's like you're fighting against yourself, right? Don't do this. The light throw didn't do anything for it. In fact, it's like locking you down here. So not only is it no value to you, but it's actually of value to this baby Bowser now, because the baby Bowser essentially got a free projectile from you, from that muscle memory, right? This needs to be deprogrammed. Like, you're fighting against yourself and the baby Bowser here, so it's important. Try to deprogram this. Don't get into a habit of light throwing your way back on stage. Okay. So, you know this grenade will never reach him, right? So you went for a medium throw. It didn't do anything. It's gonna land here and it's gonna stay here. So, get comfortable. Like, you need to be more familiar with your grenade throws. Right? Like, this is just not gonna help anybody. It's like you're throwing a grenade in the middle of nowhere, and it's not providing any value to you. So what could you have done here? Right, first of all, we've been over this, so don't do this. Second of all, you could have thrown the grenade, like even like a medium grenade toss, right? Like, if you know your distances, the medium grenade will send it here. Because you're above, it's going to travel even further. So you could have done a medium toss here, and that would have provided you value, but you light tossed it instead. Okay, you knock over the toy. It's like you're really afraid of it, and you roll backwards. So it's like you're treating this as a grenade, and then it's like... See, the baby Bowser successfully, like, baited you into rolling backwards with like a pseudo grenade, and that is a really weird thing. It's a really weird behavior to bait out of you with something that is not a grenade. So you need to work on this. So the thing is, you knocked it over. The action here would be to pick it up, and now you have a free grenade. Okay, so you go for another grenade toss, but you didn't see this really slow moving cannonball. Like, it's traveling really slowly. Why did you not see this? Are you just trapped in your own mind here, is what I'm thinking. Maybe you're locked into the grenade toss. But you could have jumped, you could have held it. It's like you didn't see the grenade, like the cannonball at all. Like, your situational awareness is deteriorating. Lots of projectiles on stage. But something to be said, right? You finally get a grenade toss over here. Somewhere, I forget where that grenade is from. Yeah, so that grenade toss that you traded badly with provided some value, but the baby Bowser was all the way up here. It didn't even stop the clockwork. Where did the other grenade come from? See, this hard throw is where you're starting to realize these distances. You need to realize this a lot sooner. Because this is the only grenade that has ever provided you value out of all the grenades that you threw. See, it locked him down for a good, like, 2 seconds for you to get back up. He's throwing out another clockwork. Like, why are you not punishing this? Pick it up. Maybe you did pick it up. So you got the parry. What happened to the clockwork? I don't know where that clockwork went. I assumed you picked it up and it exploded on you, so that's unfortunate. Oh, okay. So you did pick it up, but he did like an ejection and exploded his car. Okay, so... Alright. Okay, so you didn't pick up the clockwork. The clockwork just disappeared on its own. Yeah, so it disappeared on its own. You got hit. Right, you're in hit stun. Consider, like, you could have teched here. Not seeing that tech on platform. I think you could have teched there. Okay, so... Alright, so you didn't get... Well, you're out of hit stun now. I think you shielded it, and then you're free to act. But this caught you. So, that's a bit of a mix-up from this baby Bowser. I'm surprised. So that's unfortunate you get hit by this massive bomb. Don't know what the C4 was for. Maybe you needed it here. But clearly you didn't, because you could recover back. I get antsy about not having C4 available when I'm off stage 2. But, you know, realize that sometimes you don't need it. So yeah. Oh, that back air was really poorly timed. Nice grab. Woo! Yes. So the follow-up we were looking for. I hope you land this. You didn't land it. Ooh. So it's like you're listening to my advice as the video goes on, right? Cancelled it early. Right? Well, maybe not as early as I would have liked. Let's see. Where would I have cancelled it? Okay. if that didn't hit, I would try and cancel it. It did not hit, so yeah, cancel. Like, it's really weird. Like, don't go low, just go up here, go higher. Like, choose higher directories, A to B. It's closer. You'll get to them faster. Why take the low route? It's like you want them to fall into it, but why give them that option? Just shoot it straight at them, and then maybe, right? Like, I think it's better to fall short rather than overshoot, because at least when you fall short of your shot, it will still be a mine. So if you fire it at them, and you know it's going to miss because they jump, whatever, and now they jumped out of the way, just cancel it, right? At least that way it will hover for a bit before it drops down. So it's just like, hitbox. But it's good that you cancelled it here, but I'll go A to B. Don't expect them to fall into the Nikita. It's not gonna happen. Anyway, you cancelled it, got the up tilt. So lesson to be learned here is try and cancel these early so you can act out of them. Right? Think of these more as mines than missiles. Okay, you miss. I think with a little bit of prediction, you could have landed this. So for a start, right, this, if you kept it on this course, I think it would have hit, but you turned it, right? That's not where the baby Bowser's going to be, okay? You need to predict where he will be, not where he is, where he will be. Start predicting where he will be with these missiles instead of following like this, because you're always going to be behind if you just start trying to follow like this. So I predict, if it were me, right, I'm shooting a missile, maybe I'm going low, but I realize now the Bowser's going to try going high, so I switch to high. Alright, so I'm going to start coming backwards because lots of trying desperately to cover, set up a barrier here. And I predict that the baby Bowser is probably going to come straight at me, so I'm going to try and place the missile here. So the thing is, you tried to, you had a good trajectory, but then you decide to turn away, giving him more space. So at this point, where right before this turn, right, it's because I predicted the option he wasn't going to take. It's unlikely this missile's going to hit. So now's the time, how can I still get value from this missile even though it's missed? So when it's up here, right here, I would just cancel it. Maybe I'd even tilt it backwards so it goes ballistic, effectively forming a shield, right? If you let it achieve full speed in this direction and then cancel it, it'll fly over back onto the stage. Still following the baby Bowser, still zoning this arc that it's going to follow before it falls down. So consider doing that. Play more defensively with your missiles. Treat them as mines. Because turning here into the Bowser, it's not going to hit. Effectively, you've missed the moment the baby Bowser decided to go high. There's no reason to keep this missile going other than to zone, and even then it's unlikely the missile's going to hit. So consider it so just basically take away from this is consider cancelling it earlier so you can set up the next best thing, and that next best thing might even be another Nikita missile, right? So like I said before, this is about stacking Nikita missiles. If you have one going ballistic, you can fire another one, and now you have two missiles in play, right? And then two missiles are harder to dodge than one. Yeah. But I like this kill. I'm going to go for this up tilt. Kaboom! So it's all about, right, just pressure the opponent into a favorable position to you, and engaging them engaging them with favorable lost for words. You're forcing it, basically just force the opponent into unfavorable conditions so you could take advantage of that. And that's what you did. You forced them to go high, I suppose, So which means you can go for like an anti-air, right? This is what you should be doing with Snake, but it requires a great deal of situational awareness, which I'm not quite seeing yet. You're not aware of the bombs you put down. The clockwork's not really familiar with the mechanics of the clockwork toy. Using the bombs against them, like there was a period of that match where you were just constantly getting bitten by those toys, and it shouldn't happen because they're so slow, right? And mix up your grenade timings and get familiar with grenade tosses, because there are many times where you just light throwing out of muscle memory or habit, and it's locking you down in positions, giving them a free bomb, right? You're fighting against yourself there. So I want to see these things improve and iron out in the next, next critique you show me, because like these are like bad habits that are like preventing you from being more, right? So good luck with that. Take it as you will, but just remember, you're still pretty good. All right, see you in the next time analysis video.